The Brooklyn Nets have the potential to be one of the best NBA teams next season. As we all know, looking at their roster, they have the talent to be one of the best teams, if not the best team in the entire NBA. You have Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Spencer Dinwiddie, Caris LeVert, Joe Harris, DeAndre Jordan. You have a lot of talented players on this roster. This team has the potential to easily beat out every team in the Eastern Conference next season. This is the team to look out for. But, the truth is, can this team really get everything together, after, the incident with Steve Nash and that disrespect, and also Kyrie Irving saying the remarks about LeBron James. There's a lot of questions about this team. Obviously, they've said things in the past about Kyrie Irving being a locker room cancer. And honestly, in my opinion, personally, I don't know if that's really true or not, if that's the case, but the same thing could possibly happen this season in Brooklyn. But, the good part for Kyrie Irving is that he has Kevin Durant joining him. And as you all know, Kevin Durant is arguably the best player in basketball. He may not ever be the same again after that Achilles injury, because we all know what an Achilles injury can do to your NBA career. It's affected many great NBA players. But Kevin Durant is one of the greatest basketball players to play the game, and he probably is going to come back, at that same level possibly. This team, they are loaded. Not to mention, too, they have DeAndre Jordan on this roster. This team has a lot of potential, and there's been many trade rumors about trying to acquire Paul George or trying to, get Devin Booker. There's a lot of questions about this Brooklyn Nets team, especially coming into next season. Personally, in my opinion, I feel like, getting somebody like Paul George on the team can really help this team out, especially since this team, they're so loaded with talent. Caris LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie, they're arguably borderline. They're not quite there yet, but they're all-star caliber players, and they're still getting better. They're still young, and they still have a lot of room to grow. But honestly, if they keep these guys on the team, this team is going to be loaded. They're basically like the Clippers. But one of the biggest, decisions that, as I said before, is that are they going to trade for a third star? This is something that has been said now for a while. And if they don't end up trading for somebody, re-signing Joe Harris back on the roster is going to be a really big move for this team. Probably the biggest move of the offseason for the Brooklyn Nets, because as we all know, Joe Harris is one of the best shooters in the entire NBA. Shot over 44% from the three-point line. He was arguably one of the best in the league. But obviously, the biggest question for the team is just who's going to really have the ball in their hands. I feel like they have, a lot of good players on this team, and a lot of guys are really good scorers on this team. You have Kevin Durant, he's one of the top scorers in the league. You have Kyrie Irving, he's a really ball-dominant player. Kevin Durant, he can pass at a pretty good level, but the best facilitator on this team is Spencer Dinwiddie. He averaged just around 7 assists per game, and alongside with 20 points a game. And I feel like he can be a really good facilitator, and especially if you decide to, put Kyrie Irving at shooting guard. In my opinion, now this league is positionless. A lot of the guys can play multiple positions now. The game has evolved, and I feel like having Spencer Dinwiddie and Kyrie Irving, possibly Joe Harris at the small forward position. You have Kevin Durant at the power forward position, and you put Jarrett Allen in as the center, who is obviously one of the best defensive centers in the entire NBA. And you put Caris LeVert off the bench as your sixth man. I feel like this Brooklyn Nets team can be really special. It's just about really getting that chemistry together. You're adding 2 superstar caliber players on your team, or 1 bona fide superstar caliber player. You're adding that to your team, and now you have to make all these adjustments. Similar to like how the Clippers did. This team is pretty much exactly like how the Clippers are when they just added on 2 star players. But this is going to be the team to really watch out for next season. This is the team that many teams, especially in the Eastern Conference, are going to have to adjust to. Because this team, on paper, as we look at the roster right now, it's dangerous. They have the potential and talent to win an NBA championship, as I said before. And they have the assets to possibly trade for another superstar caliber player this offseason if they wanted to. And I think they're obviously going to learn from the Clippers' mistakes and what they made and change that for this new team that they're going to have. This team, they literally went from, just an average playoff team and a team that was not really good and had no future to a team that basically became elite contenders in the NBA. But right now, there's not really much more I can say, because there's still so many things that can happen. I hope you guys enjoyed this brief video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I'm making basketball videos every week. Have a good day. Peace.